So high up in the sky.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
You good?
I'm great.
So, set on silent.
Okay, so you're gonna have to start again.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're looking nice.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing.
Aww.
She's looking. Show them.
Hi, everybody.
You're looking nice, eh?
So yesterday I learned a new word from this girl. It's called whiplash. Apparently it's some neck issue you get when you like twist your neck too much. So she was like, Benhelda, you're making me give you a whiplash. Like, you know, like it's like you're so pretty. So I was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, girl. So I was like, yeah, giving people whiplashes and all that. I'm saying. So Tina, how you been?
I'm good. How have you been?
Welcome. How's the week been?
It was good.
Happy Independence Day.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the. Yeah. So.
How many years?
44. 44, I think.
Oh my God.
So Zimbabwe is currently celebrating
Independence Day. Today is the day that marks 45 years of freedom from, colonial rule. Which, yeah, we're gonna just talk a little bit about. Just a little bit about. But before we talk about that, Tinashe apparently has a question for me.
I have something for you.
Okay.
So I'll start off with the statement.
Thank you. What's up?
Is there, a question. Let's say a question first.
Okay.
Is there anything that you won't do for money?
Ooh.
Like, do you have limits? Are there certain things that you would say, but for any amount of money, I wouldn't?
Yes.
Any amount of money?
Yes.
Okay.
That-
One example.
My belief.
All right. Trade your belief.
I would never trade my beliefs for money. I would never trade my body for money as well.
Okay.
And I would never trade my family for money.
Okay. So if I was to say that everyone has a price, what would you say to that?
I would say yes.
You would agree?
Yes. Funny enough, people think that when we say everybody has a price, it automatically means money.
Okay.
I had this debate with a guy at work, and he said to me, Benilda, everybody has a price. I was like, hell no, I would never give up anything for money. I'm not that, that girl. And he said to me, Benilda, when we say a price, we don't mean money only. Everyone can be bought by something. There's something that means so much to you that if presented to you at the right time, you would give it up.
I would say to that,
Yeah.
I think we always think about money because if you get money, you can get anything. Like you can go if
The Bible in itself says it.
If-
Money answereth.
if a ticket to Mauritius is what you die for, and I got the money and I give you the money, you're gonna. So I think people think about money because they can trade money for whatever they would want.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes someone can really put your family in a very difficult position, not a financial position, but a life or death situation. And they tell you, if you don't do this, I will kill them.
yeah.
That's a price. So that means you need to either sacrifice yourself for the sake of your family's safety, or you're going to decide that I will never sleep with anyone. And this person is telling you that if you don't sleep with me right now,
I'm gonna kill them.
and you can actually see that there are different guns that are pointing at every single one of your family members. And if you don't,
You won't die.
and
They
then
don't
you
die.
think he's joking, you think that person's joking, and then the next thing you see, he shoots someone either by the finger or hand, or he just grazes them a little bit, and they're bleeding.
Yeah.
And they're like I said, are you gonna get on the bed? Or somebody's gonna die tonight.
Well.
So that's a price. Sometimes what you value the most is the price that it takes to buy you for anything. That's why for Christ, the biggest price that he paid was himself. For who? For humanity.
Okay.
He was willing to give himself as a price for the safety, for the salvation, and for the happiness and the success of all mankind who believes in him and it. So I believe that to everything there definitely is a price. Some prices are more, more than money. To him, it was his blood. His blood, yeah.
I think a price questions your values. Like what you value.
What do you value the most?
Yeah. Like your values will determine your price.
Your priority list will tell everything to us.
And like this is something that I discovered about human beings. Some people will argue, but no, it's not true, or they'll feel some type of way. But
yeah.
I strongly feel that everyone is a price. And if you don't believe that you have a price, then your price, no one has offered you what you are willing to sacrifice.
That's true.
Yeah. So I use if you were gonna say no, so let's just play out in the case that you would say no, people don't have a price. I was gonna give you a scenario how you usually give people.
Okay.
And bear with me. It's So let's just say a guy comes.
Mm-hmm. A rich guy.
A rich guy.
A really rich guy.
A rich Arab guy. One of those chic types.
Are you talking about them Dubai niggas?
Them Dubai niggas.
Ooh.
They come and they make an offer. All right. In your case, maybe you, because it's different for guys than for women.
That's true.
So probably you'll say if you can sleep with 5 guys in one night, and we'll give you money. What would you say?
I'll definitely say no.
You say no.
I think the thing with me is I value my purity.
Okay.
I wish I could wear a purity ring.
Okay.
Those things. I don't know which religion does it, but I think it's actually really cool that when finally you give away that purity, it's you then take off the ring. I value my purity. I value my body so much. I remember even at a very young age, I would always tell people that if someone were to rape me, I would rather they do everything else except kiss me. I don't want their lips on my lips. Like, I value my body so much. Like,
okay.
So I would never do it.
So they ask you, how much money would you want?
How much money would I want? I'm now biased towards my boss. If I was the younger version of me, I would have said $1 billion. But now that I'm older, my boss really made me realize like $2 million is enough.
So starting $2 million you'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I can live a very good life with $2 million. And I can spin that and keep spinning it and it'll remain $2 million.
Okay, so usually what I do then is, I ask guys, good team. Let's say a guy comes and say, these Arab sheiks, they come and they say, good team, let's do anal, like gay stuff.
Oh my God.
And how people most guys react to that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like a question on your manhood.
Yeah.
Your pride, your ego.
Yeah.
So I say, they say they'll give you money. Most guys will say, no, no. Then I'm like, okay, they come with 10,000. We'll give you 10,000. Maybe just for 5 seconds or a minute. A minute will give you 10,000.
1 minute.
Hey.
60 seconds.
Yeah. Some guys would then say, no, 1 minute is. Then I'm like, okay. Then these guys, what they do, they come with 500,000. It's in a bag, in a black bag. Your bag is so passing. Just to show you what you man. And that's why
1 minute.
That's why most guys will go quiet. They'll be like, 100,000.
Just 1 minute.
But sometimes they might start to drag. No, 500,000 is nothing. Okay, another bag, 500 million comes. Done. Yeah.
500 million?
Yeah. I know, like 500,000. Another 500,000. Now you have $1 million in one room.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you, most of the times, most of the guys will just start laughing, and they're contemplating now. But one minute for
1 million?
For 1 million, they go quiet, and then you're like, guys, can we think about it? Like, no, but then the guys say, you can't leave this room. You can go live at this room. The deal is off.
Yeesh. Being a guy is hard.
So like most of the times people, the moral of the story is that people have a price. I think it's very important for you to have the right set of values. If you have the right set of values as a person, that means your price, you also change, or you also determine the price that you're willing to pay for
the things that you get.
For the things that you.
I think you're right. I want to ask my boss. He was talking about how his wife was like, oh, we haven't really spent a lot of time together, and I miss you. Do you know what my boss did after hearing that from his wife? He planned so many trips. And he told me that don't ever book a meeting for me after 12 o'clock every Friday. And I was like, what? And he was like, yes, every day, 12 o'clock.
Nothing.
I'll be with my kids, I'll be mowing my lawn, and I'll be checking out my wife. And I was like,
so that's the price.
For me, I realized in that moment, he then went on to tell me that, Benelda, you need to have a priority list.
Yeah.
Understand what matters to you. Because when money starts coming in, money can really ruin a lot of things for you if you don't have a correct priority list.
Very true.
Because at the end of the day, you start saying business. But what's the point of having all that money without anybody to spend it with, to share it with, to leave it to? So he then went on to say for him, during the first days, it was God. When he was still younger, before he got married, it was God, and then it was family. Family meaning his mom, his dad, and his brother, and yeah. But now he's older, he has his own family and kids. So now he's like, when I have my priority list, it's like God, family. By family, I mean my wife and kids. Then
the extended
my
family.
parents and everybody else, and it follows. And you can actually see that he genuinely prioritizes. If his child is sick, he will say, cancel all my meetings. I'm going to my child. If something is wrong with his wife and it's really bad, cancel everything. Like you can tell that for him, it's God, it's family, it's not compromised. His company will never come before his family. Always. On his calendar, there's a day, or if not 2 days, that he goes to work, that he comes to work a bit late because he has to drop off his boys. And he's like, don't call me, don't text me, don't look for me. I will get to you when I get in the office. Because if you start texting and like I'm receiving messages, now you're making me worry and ruining my time with my kids. I don't need this. So for me, I think it's very important to have a priority list. My list has always been the same, and it will never change. For me, I have God as number one, and then I have my family right down there, and then I've got my own health and all of those things that come afterwards. But I actually realized that list was kind of a bit wrong.
What do you mean it was wrong?
I think I can only pour from a cup that is full, not empty. So I then realized for me, when I put God there, I should put my health right below him. I want to take care of myself. I want to be in good health. And then I just put there, right below there, I just put my family. Like they come before anything else. If my little sister needs something, I'm there. My brother, my parents. And ever since I got into my relationship with my boyfriend, he's been right up there with my family, because when I look for a relationship, I'm not looking for a guy or a friend to just date and have fun with. I'm looking for family. I'm looking for someone who really understands these values and everything. And he shares the same ideology. So I kind of like that. So yeah, very important to have a priority list.
Okay.
You don't want to lose yourself when you make money, because time and chance happens to all.
Yeah, I think you touched on the very important things. That just having values is very important. My values are not Sienna. It determines with it's determined by I think your exposure in life,
environment you grew up in,
the people around you,
friends, family,
your experiences, what you went through.
Oh God, girlfriends dumping you, boyfriends leaving you.
So I think it determines it, but I think everyone can review their priority list and try to see if they are having any misplaced values.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Damn. So at the end of the day, everybody has a price. Now that we really look into this.
Everyone has a price.
The truth is, guys, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm saying all of this because I've never had someone present before me $1 million. Like kutoiona ile hapa.
And then you
Like and there's what you kurasira past. What you not? Oh my God, Benjamin Franklin. Hello, Benji.
The same goes for even loyalty. I think loyalty also has a price. Like there are some.
It really does. Loyalty.
People will sell you out for any price, especially if it's the price that really tickles their fancy. Yeah.
Or it costs their life.
Yeah. But some people actually sell you for less. Like
look at that. Sell you for $1.
So yeah.
Everybody has a price. So yeah, okay guys, welcome to the Greatness Spectrum Podcast. This is your girl Benhilda Ladla with my lovely host
Tinashe Mudanda. Today's
Mudanda. Today's Mudanda.
Whatever.
Dude, I'll just decide. Let's use Mudanda for today.
Yeah.
So guys, welcome. Greatness Factor. Where we're talking about all things greatness. You know, we're always teaching what we know. We're bringing people here that teach us different things or how they got to be great. I was watching an amazing podcast that we just had where Tinashe was talking to this politician. That was pretty awesome. You learn a lot, you know, in life.
You do.
Like you really learn a lot from people who've gone through things. I never thought that you know how I didn't know that people who go to study political science have this ideology that if I study it, I can be a politician.
Yeah.
And this guy goes on to really go like in depth, like no, going to do political science doesn't make you a politician. It comes with a whole lot and it even costs you your life sometimes. And that's when you realize that we're not a political science, ours we are politicians.
No one's.
You don't see them in the streets advocating for things that they believe in. You see them just going with the flow with all sorts of weird things because they don't want to be on the street fighting for what is right. They don't even have the confidence to stand by what they believe in. They only want anywhere where there is money. That's when you realize that politics, it's a very dirty game.
It is.
We hate to admit it, but it is. And it's actually only for those who are strong at heart and mind. Because anyone can come and buy you from your beliefs. You believe that we deserve a great nation.
100,000.
It's like where's the Victor? You love everything. You know, it just comes back to our conversation about how everybody has a prize.
Everybody
You know,
has a prize.
so I really enjoyed that podcast. It was really awesome, and I was like, I'm totally.
But for me, it was a tricky conversation because at the end
You
of
wanted
the day,
to make sure you didn't step on the wrong landmine.
You know what? The thing is, people will then, because of their political beliefs, ideologies, and affiliations,
Of course.
they won't grasp the message. They'll be just looking at this guy is this party, this guy is this party. But
no,
I really tried to make the conversation a very informative conversation
and neutral
and see leadership through the eyes of politics.
True.
What it takes to be a politician.
You can't.
And I hope people learned from that.
You cannot separate politics from economics.
Yeah.
Those are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
And I like how he really articulated everything. I learned a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm really grateful that you really brought him on the podcast. It was really awesome. So thank you so much for that, Tinashe. So let's dive in today. So today we just want to celebrate our independence. Nesango.
And you literally has a song for it.
Sangori no bawandetawa zungaira. I like the song. I know it's a bad song, but it's usually sang in Zimbabwe when one of the comrades died. My comrades got mad. I know they were going through war, but they have some really great songs.
Yeah.
They had some really great songs, and it really encouraged the Zimbabwean, warriors to really go for the independence. It takes sometimes, you don't really understand how music can affect people. But you see how that music really inspired the gorillas. It's the gorillas, right? How it inspired them to, to continue fighting for the nation. We have our independence today because of those people. And I respect all the comrades totally. And we are so grateful as the young people of Zimbabwe that you guys sacrificed yourselves, to give us this free land that we have, where we don't have to worry about, street hey, we can't get jobs because of our skin tone. We are only meant for this. We are really grateful that we have a free Zimbabwe, and we wouldn't be where we are without this, guys. So happy Independence Day, and thank you to all the comrades that fought the war for us.
Yeah, we can never overlook the sacrifice. It's so difficult.
So much bloodshed, bro.
So difficult that you have to forsake everything and say, I'm gonna fight for this, for a better Zimbabwe, for a better tomorrow. So we cannot downplay the sacrifice that they made.
Our parents still have so many fears and traumas from that war.
Yeah.
My God.
So we are so grateful. Happy Independence Zimbabwe.
Right?
Yeah.
To commemorate our Independence Day, what are you planning to do? Oh, we're talking like now on the podcast. Are you going to sing? Are you going to dance? Are you going to do like a poem or something?
C Mudanda.
That's not the anthem!
I don't remember that.
Oh, he's joking. There is not a single Zimbabwean who does not know our anthem.
Yeah. C Mudanda.
No. You do not have a voice for it. Let it go. So what you gonna do?
Well, today, I think I'm gonna watch documentaries of the liberation struggle.
The doctor is back.
Yeah, liberation struggle, and get to know a little bit about our country and where we come from. Yeah, I think that's on my bucket list today.
For me today, I thought I would listen to a couple of the songs that were, that were sang during the war by our people. I only know. So I kind of want to hear some of them. People talk about how those songs really encourage them. I think there's so many amazing songs and they're fun. So I just want to, I think I'll do a little bit of documentaries, but mostly for the music. I want to hear it. I like music. I enjoy it. So happy Independence Day to Zimbabwe. Have you ever had any one of is there any living relative of yours who actually fought the liberation war? I don't have any.
No. They were not they're not necessarily fighters, but they were directly impacted by the war.
By the whole thing.
Yeah. But atikati tine gamba in our family. No.
I don't think we have. Our family does not have a single. Oh, wait a minute, I'm wrong. I heard that. Yeah, I'm not tell you. Yeah, he's a former soldier.
For real?
Yeah, he would wake up every morning and he would do like a bunch of press-ups until he was in his 60s. And he would run like really long distances. Oh yeah! Tell my comrade.
Yeah.
We are comrades. Yeah. Yeah. But he always said that the war was a very hard time. And he actually liked the environment back then, before things got really bad with the management of things. He always says something really profound. He said to me that I liked how, the educational systems, they were great for our kids. They didn't go to the private schools, but the education was good.
Yeah.
You got milk by your gate every day and a newspaper. I did not know that. I never experienced that time.
My granddad, on my mother's side, my maternal grandmother, he used to say that because he was a policeman and then he worked for Dairy Board.
He was, imagine at the age of 20 something, my granddad was able to buy a stand, buy a house, and and now we're at a time where you could have a 25-year-old or even like a 16-year-old who can't even get a good job, and it's worrying because when our parents were growing up, which topeds are home for, wakananga kunotsvaga basa. University was a luxury.
And people were not even as educated. They were not.
But
for I don't want basabo, and you would make a living.
Now it's like if you don't have a degree, you don't stand a chance. And there's also, there's a concept of corruption, but most of the time, the system is really, looks like it's pretty bad now. From his
in comparison
to their time.
Yeah,
he says that. However, me and Tinashe talked about this last week, but I think it was last week.
What did we say?
We talked about the zig, that we should be very hopeful about it because new things. Change is very hard for everyone, especially if you've gone through a very hard period of time.
It is.
So I think after we got our independence, maybe there was a period of time where we didn't understand what to do with the independence and
that we had gotten. Yeah.
Because Miles Monroe goes on to teach that a lot of African countries are still in bondage because they were taught how to milk the cow.
But not own the cow.
Yes.
Manage the cow.
They were taught, let me not say they, we were taught how to get the cotton, but we were not taught how to grow
the cotton.
We were not taught how to manage the businesses.
Yeah.
We were taught to work. They even started a whole school system to train you to become an employee.
Yeah.
So a lot of Africans have a hard time running businesses and keeping them alive long enough to get to the next stage. Even in our educational systems, you realize that you do not learn how to become a business person. You are taught to do well in school, get a good job, be employable, and stay on the job, but never have that freedom to be your own boss. So I think in the same way, these guys were so good at managing our country, but they never taught us how to do it after.
And that was intentional. It wasn't like some mistake or some neglect. It was intentional.
Because that independence doesn't even feel like independence. I think it's pretty fascinating how our grandfathers at the age of like 26 or 25, he's got a house, he could buy a house, he could get himself a loan and pay it. You could actually pay out your loan on time because you actually had a good job and it gave you money that worked. Now we're constantly moving from one inflation to the next inflation, one currency after the next.
I was looking at the inflation. It's crazy.
It's insane. 2008 was absurd.
Do you know we have over 2,000% inflation like right now? I think 2,800 is something.
So this is why I was affected by potato and chita. How can someone say Guti Zig rato lose value? It's not even in the streets here. Rato zira value, you should really stop that. So I think before, I'm not disregarding that independence was a great thing. We are grateful for independence. However, it's just that I feel like these guys trained us to just suffer. Alright, fine. They left us in a ditch. They didn't teach us to manage these things well. And it's totally absurd. And you look at Zimbabwe right now, and what's funny is 3/4 of the people that got farms, they're idle. Zimbabwe used to be known as the breadbasket of Africa, but look at us now importing something as trivial as maize. Why?
It shouldn't be the case.
No.
And you know what? It's not like it was out of neglect that they taught us to be employees. It was actually intentional.
Very much.
It was intentional.
Oh,
And I don't think we could have done it any other way in terms of taking back the land. That's
very true.
I don't think there was any other way. Sometimes violence is necessary.
Extremely.
Yeah. So
Where
I'm not saying it was
diplomacy
right.
doesn't work,
I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong. But it was.
but where diplomacy fails,
Yeah. People had
violence
to do,
has,
people had to do what they had to
gotta
do.
do what I need to do to feed my family and make sure my kids grow up in a nation where they don't have to be scared to walk Muharare, Salisbury.
Yeah.
Imagine.
This is Timber Kwai once said that South Africans were not ready for independence, and he got a lot of backlash. But I also feel like it's an African thing. I think after independence, after colonialism, Africa wasn't ready for independence. It's like some scholars and some Pan-Africanists argue that we just replaced our colonizers with new familiar colonizers.
Just with the same skin tone.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic. We're not going to delve into that. we're not going to delve into that. So let's just talk about this whole thing about agriculture. But here's the funny thing. These guys have idle land. And I don't know, Tinashe was about to talk. I think you talked about it, where you said that the government should now maybe start a strategy.
Yeah, like redistribution of land.
Again.
Yeah, redistribute land based
from
upon...
those who are just have it.
Yeah.
And it's there.
It should be meritocracy.
Explain that.
Based on merit, based on the history to produce. Give a farmer who has 100 hectares and prove that they can manage 100 hectares.
And they can use it.
Yeah, give them additional 100. Give the people that are producing the land. And cut back land from...
those who are just having the land for the sake of having it.
Yeah.
If you look at our generation now, people are actually... our generation is really interested in issues of agriculture. I have so many people in my phone. So many young kids that are doing agriculture. It's just that they don't have the land to really go the extra mile. I've never been in agriculture. Tinashe has actually done agriculture. What advice would you give people, and what have you learned as since you've been in the field and are still in it, but maybe not as much? What's the secret?
Well, from my experience, I think farming is a very good, endeavor.
But
and it has the potential to make millionaires. But the challenge is you need to produce. Well, there are two challenges. There's one challenge that there's no incentive on the market. The market for agricultural produce is not as attractive.
That's true.
Yeah. Then the second thing is that you need to, for you to actually be profitable as a farmer, you need to be working on a big piece of land.
So it's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. You need to be doing, for instance, maize. 1 hectare of maize isn't as profitable. You need to start doing like 10 hectares.
Jesus
Going
Christ.
forward. 20 hectares going forward.
Wow.
For you to actually be like profitable as a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even tobacco. I've seen farmers who do 1 acre. And it's basically subsistence farming. They're just paying credit. Chema inputs and just a small amount to just get by
and sustain the family.
But tobacco,
ground,
you should be doing like 20 hectares, 10 hectares, 20 hectares going forward.
My God.
For you to actually say that I'm doing something.
I'm making money.
But not to throw shade on the small scale farmers. Start where you are. Plus, not everyone is a farmer though.
Not everybody is a farmer. Some of us. But you know what's funny? I think what you're saying, that they need to make it incentivized. I think that would make sense. Because if they made agriculture so attractive, a lot of youth would get into that. Because here's the thing. For me, if I was ever to get into agriculture, I'll definitely get into this whole meat thing. Meat production. What's the word for that?
Abattoir.
Thank you. Abattoir Ben Hilda. That just goes with my name. Abattoir Ben Hilda. It's a French thing. But yeah, I would definitely get into that. I slaughter animals. I am no vegetarian. But yeah, I think I'll totally get into that. I think it's good business, and I think it's a resource that is constantly needed, not just in Zim, and it can easily reach the international market.
Yeah.
It's just an issue of finding out how to export it. And then I also have this really funny desire for trees.
What do you like?
Like, I love everything about them. I remember it started off when I was going back home to Mutare. Sometimes I go back home and I come back to Harare. So that drive, to Mutare and come back, I would always look outside and see trees, different shapes, sizes, styles, moves, and everything. It just fascinated me. there's something about how, and it was also an opportunity for me to appreciate how God is such a style icon.
No, nature actually inspires a lot of
Nature is great. Like, there are trees that just go up. Some trees they just cover like this, like it goes like it's like a bush in a way. Some trees become like a flower. It's so beautiful. And for me, I would like to own a forest.
And that's doable. You can do that.
Like a whole piece of land dedicated to growing different kinds of trees. And maybe just to give it to the community, I would probably get into maybe making orchards, for fruits and all that. But I would like some really both a little bit of exotic, but more of what's the opposite of exotic? Indigenous trees.
But they take time.
They take time, but I would rather have those, because here's the thing: a lot of medicinal herbs or whatever that we get, they're from these indigenous trees of Zimbabwe. That's why you notice that in the olden days they didn't have medicine, but what kept them healthy?
Modzokera munotora pamusasa munotora mashizha 3 moya motswanzwanya and they'll take that.
And sometimes they'll put it on a wound.
Yeah, and yeah. But knowledge yakaenda kupi? That knowledge.
I think how passing down of information from one generation to the next. I know broken telephone. You know the game. Broken telephone. I think broken telephone. But yeah, so at the end of the day, we really appreciate Zimbabwe for what it has come to be now. We're moving, we're growing. A lot of mistakes happen, but I think we'll get there. They just need to. I definitely agree with you on incentivizing the agricultural sector. Make it something attractive for young people to want, because whenever generation they don't want it to be strenuous. They are actually trained from high school, primary, to want an office job. Now you need to find a way to make them desire
to do
farming.
Yeah.
Make them desire to want to get into poultry or carpentry or all of that. People now feel like it's a wrong sector to get into.
No, it's a very lucrative industry. Very
extreme.
That's what we do breakfast here.
About what the madomasi wa. Mazai wa urufungotavi.
Bacon you. Para bacon guy.
Oh, you see why I want to be an abattoir? All those movies. Ay.
Bacon you. I know you. Do you think bacon just grows on trees? No, there's someone farming pigs for bacon. So. So yeah, I think yeah.
Now
so
I'm just thinking about meat.
So let's just do a quick recap.
I want to have sheep as well.
For wool or the meat?
Both.
The meat in mafuta though.
I also want to have horses. So yeah, just to take a recap of everything. So today we learned about, having a priority list. Is there anything? Is there a price to everyone? Like, what's the word for it?
Does everyone have a price?
Does everybody have a price?
What's your price?
Huh? 1 million, 1 million now.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you willing to do for it? What are you willing to do?
For 5 million.
But having a priority list and values can help you and protect you from, just getting into weird things or allowing money to dictate your life.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about how Zimbabwe has its independence today.
Yeah.
We appreciate the warriors.
Namaste.
We appreciate thank you so much, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here today. Some blood was shed.
Yeah.
Someone died for me to be here.
Someone paid the price.
They paid the price. They might not have paid the price like Jesus, but they paid the price.
Hallelujah.
Amen. So we really appreciate it, and we're so grateful that today we are a free nation, and we can pursue whatever we want.
That's right.
And we are not in a very racially discriminative nation because of that.
Yeah.
I can go to Harare, Greendale. I can go anywhere and I can move around, and I don't even have to feel any type of way for my color, like because of my color. So it's because of these people. So yeah, to kind of wrap it up, that was us today. Next week we're going to be talking about an amazing topic. You guys are going to have a great time. This is something that we all go through every single day. And with our current situation, because of the inflation rate, we are going through it every minute. But anywho,
the inflation is crazy.
It's absurd. So, from your lovely co-host.
Oh, wait. Did you know Zimbabwe has a Guinness World Record?
Of what?
For having the highest inflation. And then it broke that record again. Breaking and making records. That's crazy. I think we can do better.
And enough, Tinashe. Ladies and gentlemen, tell a friend.
Tell an uncle and a sister cousin.
A mom and dad.
And the kid next door.
The Greatest Factor podcast will be here next week.
Bye.
Bye.